I had Bravietti and Pavelka in here, and we were recording a fucking song.
Yeah.
And it was Zach's quarantine song or whatever.
Yeah.
And we had to turn we were fucking with the sensitivity on that, so that's probably why it was still fucked up.
Yeah. It's definitely better now, because that was one thing I noticed with Derek and with Dion. I was like, damn, man, even when he's like talking into it, it's like so pretty quiet. But no, that's way better, so that's good.
Give me 1 sec. I just got to fuck with something on my computer here.
Yep. Okay.
Should be good then. All right, I'm ready to roll, New York.
Yep, I'm ready too.
All right, what the fuck is up? It's Bread and Circuses. We're here. We got an old friend of the show, Ricky Hernandez, with us. Nick's in Texas, but we're live from Omaha here.
As usual.
Just don't say anything that's going to get us sued.
I'm not going to say shit that'll get y'all sued.
Okay, maybe you sued.
This time. This time, anyway.
Yeah, last time we got sued. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, fuck. No, I just got done giving some gun advice to a friend.
Is he talking okay? Can you hear him?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear him ecstatically. He sounds great.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Look great, sound great, Ricky. Keep it on,
I know, man. I lost fucking 40 pounds over quarantine. Just goes to show if you got the time and can lose some weight, fucking do it.
You're the only one that lost weight over quarantine.
Yeah, dude.
I just did that Joe Rogan carnivore thing, and that was
really?
Yeah, straight up, dude. Mid-February, from mid-February to mid-March, I had lost the majority of my weight.
See, I started Sunday. I did jujitsu with Tim Locklear. I'll tell you, that is a fucking workout. I felt like Joe Rogan.
Hey, Caleb, the mic's kind of cutting out on your end there too. I'm not.
You hear me better?
No.
Oh, you're breaking it. He's breaking it.
How about now?
Kind of. It still sounds like. I wonder if it's honestly just picking it up from Ricky's mic over there.
I don't know.
Can you hear me at all?
I can. It's just really quiet.
I haven't touched anything.
Yeah. Technical difficulties.
How about now?
It's better. I wonder if that's mic might be going out or something like that. Because I remember when we were doing last week's episode with Dion, it would go quiet, then it would sound.
No, like I said, a lot of that was him going like this. He wasn't sitting still.
It's getting better. Like I can hear it now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so are we good to go?
You might want to dial it back just a little bit, and it'll be perfect.
Like that?
Like
that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
It's a lot louder now and a lot fuller. So
we good to go?
Yep, we should be good.
Probably not the mic. It's probably the cord.
Probably the cords on those mics kind of go out.
Yeah, and they're like $8, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for my shit, I made sure I bought the gold ones that are fucking made in the USA because I originally bought the cheapest ones on Amazon, which were like $2.99. And
is that what we bought, Caleb? Did we get the two? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. So just I'll have to go look at the brand that I bought, but they're made here in the States, and I haven't had any fucking issues yet. Been doing a little video work for the utility line program at Metro. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
have you been teaching classes or?
Well, so I graduate this year with my associates in utility line, and I'm working out of the lineman union right now.
Oh, nice.
Which, yeah, if you're in that line of work, it's one of the few fields that you definitely want to be in the fucking union because the health insurance one for most linemen, if they're working for a contractor, is fucking outrageously expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And then life
probably
insurance
with all the electrocutions risk and everything is probably why it's so expensive.
Do you care if we just started with that, or do you want to do a real intro?
I don't give a fuck.
Okay. All right. Well, it's Bread and Circuses.
Bread and Circuses, baby.
Take two. After technical bullshit difficulties.
Yeah, we were just talking about how we got shitty Chinese cords here that are probably tracking our locations for the
Came with
Chinese
the
government.
Wuhan flu.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. The fucking communist cough is what I call
The
it.
Kung flu.
Dude, my mom
Communist-
actually got fucking coronavirus.
How
Did she really?
So this is what's fucking crazy about my mom and her husband. So her husband's construction guy, he got it from a guy at work, right? This fella at work had no fucking upper respiratory symptoms, period. No, it was all stomach.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
The only reason he got admitted into the hospital and tested was because he was so fucking dehydrated from shitting his brains out that they had to admit him or he was going to die. So he comes back positive for COVID. My mom and her husband come down with symptoms like 2 or 3 days later after this guy gets admitted. And basically they go to the hospital. My mom has COPD, mind you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sheesh.
So this is what the hospital fucking tells her. They say, "Oh, you're not sick enough to be admitted and not sick enough to be tested." Like, are you fucking
Seriously?
Swear to God, yeah.
Nice.
So my mom calls me. She's like, I don't know if I'm gonna like make it through this. I haven't slept at all. Like we're talking. She's like, I'm getting an hour of sleep a night, if even that.
That's scary, man.
So I just kind of just start thinking about, okay, well, what is the media against people taking? Anything with zinc, Z-Pack, shit like that. Okay, well, what are they telling people to do? Stay inside. Okay, well, obviously vitamin D helps with your immune system. So the first thing I do is I get a gift package going. I go to Walgreens and I buy a shit ton of vitamin D tabs, zinc
Before
tablets.
Joe Rogan blew it up.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't get it. Yeah.
Because these are things that they've always told you to take to fucking help get you through a sickness. So we got zinc, vitamin D. I get her guaifenesin, which is a fucking amazing expectorant. And I was like, and I'm telling them like, you have to treat this like any other upper respiratory infection. You got to control the mucus. I said she had nasal spray, thank God, Flonase or whatever. That shit was a lifesaver, she said. She's like, I didn't even think about it because the hospital didn't tell me anything.
Yeah.
Did she get like a really bad like fever and body aches and stuff? Because
Weakness all over.
Yeah, really.
Anemia or
Uh,
no, anemia is your blood. Fatigue though.
Dude, yeah, the malaise, the fatigue. I mean, it was all there. Like she's like, I could barely do any gardening. I could barely do any housework. And then I brought over this wonderful drug called Aprodine. I take it when I go swimming because it just allows me to equalize my ears. But it's a great decongestant from the 1950s.
Has it got like some illegal ingredients in it?
No, you can get it at Hy-Vee. It's like $4. Aprodine. Dude, it's
Aprodine.
amazing shit. Yeah. But yeah, after that, within the first several hours of taking it, my mom said she was like breathing better and she, got 7 hours of sleep that night.
And remember, we don't endorse anything as a cure.
No, it's not. It's not a fucking cure. Period. This is like
that's all the hospitals do with it is they just treat symptoms. So.
That's what you got to
That's all you
do.
do is
Fucking manage the symptoms, but to leave the hospital with no fucking advice is just insane to me.
That's pretty shitty. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
that was-
hospital did she go to?
A fucking Catholic Health Initiatives hospital.
Oh,
I won't say
hell
which
yeah.
one.
Yeah. Catholic health initiatives. That's all you need to say. Yeah, they're bullshit.
Oh, completely.
I almost feel like we should say which one so people avoid going to that fucking hospital. Dude.
CHI is dog shit to begin with. When I had that fucking mole in my stomach that I thought was cancer.
They fuck you?
No, I thought I had melanoma.
Yeah.
Because I had a mole. I'd had it since I was a kid, but I had noticed like after I got out of the shower one night that like, whoa, that's way darker. And then I like compared it with a picture from a few years ago, and it had definitely gotten darker and a little bit bigger. So I went to CHI. They took my like just a general practitioner. I don't know. I've never been to a dermatologist, nothing. So I just go to a general practitioner. She looks at it, says, doesn't look like anything's wrong with it. Then I'm like, okay, so, but she's like, well, you got to go to a dermatologist to know for sure. I'm like, so you took my fucking appointment and billed me $150 so I can come in here for 5 minutes and you can tell me you don't know. Like, that's basically, oh, looks good. Like, yeah, I can look at it too. But
I could have told you that. I could have been like, yeah, you should probably, it looks all right, but you should probably go to a dermatologist.
Yeah, if you're concerned, go to a dermatologist. So they referred me to one of their CHI dermatologists. I call that dermatology office and they're like, yeah, we can get you in a month. I'm like, okay, what are we in Canada? Like, is this the VA? Like a month? Because here's my
Yeah.
thing. Melanoma, so skin cancer, so most cancer takes a lot, like years to spread, right? But melanoma takes about a month. To the point it hits your lymph nodes and your survival rate cuts in half. And I'm like, you want to see me in a month? Like, no, let's not do this. Let's fucking. So I had to call around and I wound up finding somewhere that didn't even take my insurance, but they could get me in like the next day. So out $500, but I didn't die. I also didn't have cancer. So
That's probably good.
Hey, you know what, man? What's fucking crazy is my mom just got done maybe last year doing treatment for melanoma.
Fuck, man. Dude, she's got
easy
like
treatment or
What's that?
how's the treatment go?
So they just removed the mole. It was like
Yeah.
it was a little teeny tiny mole that
when they
popped
catch
up.
it small, that's when they're
And she's like, well, that's fucking weird.
yeah.
Got it cut out, and they were monitoring. She's survived a lot of health issues. My grandfather was a Vietnam veteran, so it's expected that because of Agent Orange and things like that,
Yeah.
a lot of people, like their kids, you'll have an entire family history, no cancer, no heart issues, nothing like that.
And their kids are fucked.
But their kids are yeah. Oh yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Did your grandfather have Agent Orange contact or?
So nobody in my family had any type of history of cancer, health issues. So he had stage 4 colon cancer in 1987, and they gave him like 6 weeks to live, and
Sheesh.
he said, well, fuck you. And then he passed away when I was 27. So, and I was born the same year that he was diagnosed. So he got 27 years out of it.
Nice.
Wow, yeah. Colon cancer runs in my dad's side of the family. So
Did you know?
Scary stuff.
Speaking of which, I read an article the other day. Doctors want men to start getting tested for colon cancer at 25.
25.
And
Wow.
not again until 35. Just as a preventative measure, because while it's still rare in young people, it's becoming more common, and they think it has a lot to do with your diet.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
That's a year. That's less than a year for me. I have to get the scope. I'm not thrilled.
That was
I might just
last
do it
year for
sooner to
me.
get it over.
Fuck, I'm turning 35 in 2 years. That's scary.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
You're a couple years away from the scope. We all are. Oh God.
Yeah.
So it's not the scope that scares you because they put you under. It's the day before. It's that shit they give you to drink.
Oh yeah, dude. So my grandpa was getting a colonoscopy done one time, and I saw this fucking shit in the fridge when I was a kid. I was probably like 3 or 4, and I didn't know what it was. And it tastes like really nasty lemonade, and I had a little bit of it, but fuck, 2 hours later, shit in my fucking.
Oh, I heard. Yeah, there's nothing left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Just wrecks your fucking.
That's terrible.
That's rough, man. I need to lose some weight for this. I should get me some of that. Dude.
Bro, I'm telling you, man.
It's not
Like,
healthy to do anymore. Was it gross tasting or?
that's the thing. Like, I was young.
Oh, you drank the whole thing?
No, I drink.
Oh.
I drink a little glass of it because
Oh.
it's so nasty. You know what I mean? I just didn't know any better. I just see.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like lemonade.
Yeah, a little 4-year-old like,
tastes
oh,
like lemonade.
this strange liquid in the fridge. Let me drink it.
Oh God. I
Hey.
remember the closest I ever came to that was my dad left I had a glass of Dr. Pepper I was drinking when I was a kid, and I left it on the counter, and my dad had just got done cooking bacon, and he had left the cup of the grease in the same type of cup on the counter, and it was nighttime, so it was dark out. So I took the wrong thing. I took a big old gulp of fucking bacon grease right down my throat.
Oh God,
The most
dude.
disgusting thing I've ever tasted in my life.
Yeah. Oh man, no! I thought there was biscuits and gravy in the pan one time. No, it was just fucking bacon fat.
Oh, gross.
That's
Oh,
fucking
I was like
gross, dude.
9. I'm like, put it on a biscuit and take a bite. I'm like, oh, that's not gravy at all.
Well, my dad, his cousin one time was making a cake, and he was like super proud of this cake, right? And my dad like went in and replaced all of the filling with baked beans before he put it into the oven. And like it was so nasty, the dog wouldn't even eat it. And shit. Yeah,
Oh my God.
That's a dick move, dude.
disgusting. That's horrible.
It's a savage fucking move there.
Well,
Dude,
we
I
got,
can't even think of anything gross I've eaten. Like I think like the grossest thing I've ever had was like my older brother gave me Baker's chocolate one time to eat, telling me it was like actual chocolate, and I was
oh
just like,
god.
and I was like, I didn't even notice anything. I was just eating it like, oh, this is good, I guess. Like,
Ugh.
The closest I've come to a ridiculous prank was actually just recently. It's kind of an inappropriate joke, but the night the shooting at the Hive happened, we have a friend who I mean we won't say his name for lots of reasons, that knew Jake Gardner, the shooter, right? Like knew him since elementary school. And he fucking, so we called him pretending to be a reporter from the Washington Post.
Oh fuck.
Said we got his name from the database and we were requesting information on a Jacob Gardner from known accomplices.
that's
Holy
fucking hilarious.
We left a
Shit.
message, yeah. So I mean, it's like 3 a.m. and we're calling him. We're like, yeah, we're up. He's probably asleep. We're like, this is Simon so and so from the Washington Post. I was got your info from the database. Is looking for known accomplices of Mr. Jacob Gardner.
That's hilarious, dude.
Guy probably skipped town.
Gave him a heart attack right there.
Yeah, fuck. Oh, are you kidding me? My fucking heart would stop.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like, I got some friends that are into some wild shit, and if someone saying they were a reporter called me in the middle of the night asking for known accomplices of them, I feel like it would be a fucking just, my heart would be a fist.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, I don't talk to journalists, and I don't.
Oh yeah, tell us.
Oh fuck.
This is why we brought you on.
Oh, dude. So
Yeah,
beef
I'm
with
so curious to hear what this is all about.
Start from the beginning.
All
You don't
right,
have to tell
dude.
the personal detail, but yeah.
So, friend of mine, I'm not gonna name her, suspected her husband of cheating. Found some info on his browser history from a fetish site. I'm not gonna name the site.
What kind of fetish was it?
It was just a site for all sorts of fucking kinks and shit like that. It was a
Okay.
rabbit hole for sure, bro. So I get on there and you can search by location, stuff like that. You got to make an account or whatever. So I go sleuthing. Okay, boom, found a profile with what looks to be like him. You know, and things turn out. And then I click a couple more links to people that he's friends with. Then I find this, like, it was like an experience somebody had about banging a cop from small town Iowa. And there was photos in this of this small town cop from Iowa, pictures of him with his dick out and his badge on and things like that. And lo and behold, through the story, there's a fucking picture of his body armor with the thin blue line flag, the Punisher skull, and then in the fucking corner of this, it was like a pic collage. You could see faintly through the flag, this Confederate flag that's hanging. It looks like he had it draped over his back door or something like that, a Navy sticker. Read the little story. This guy is 30 years old. He's a fucking cop from Iowa.
What town?
I got it pinned down to a couple towns. It's a town. It said 40 minutes outside of Omaha.
Okay.
So that
There's a lot of little towns that could be
Right.
at, so
Maybe.
I mean, there's like Red Oak, depending on where you're at.
could have been like
Omaha.
Attica or something.
Oh yeah, or
yeah.
Atlantic or
Yeah.
Harlan or whatever. You know what I mean? But the fact that there's a cop out there that's on this website, you read the story, they're talking to each other on the clock.
Mhm.
He's on the clock when he's making plans, like, and it's detailed in the story. I've sent Caleb the photos.
I've seen his dick that is pierced.
Yep.
I don't get to unsee it now.
Yep.
was it like a kink with with another guy or something?
Oh
or?
no. So this fella here was letting a fat chick plug him in the chops with a strap on.
That's hilarious, dude.
Oh yeah. So I tried to contact a reporter from the Des Moines Register because, like, it's Iowa. There's African Americans that live in small town Iowa. All over. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. That's the thing. That's his thing. Like if they're outside of, say, like Council Bluffs, you know what I mean, or somewhere where there's a college, there's gonna be black people, and you'd see this fucking flag, and it's like, and you see the Punisher skull, like he may not be a fucking bigot, but that flag usually implies something.
It means you're not fond. If your daughter brought home a black guy, you'd probably be fairly upset. Is what that usually means.
Yeah.
You may not be burning crosses in people's yards, but you
definitely don't want them in your county.
Plus, what the fuck does some guy from Iowa have anything to do with the fucking Confederate flag?
That's what's always like.
You can't even be like Southern pride, dude. It's like you're in Iowa, bro.
Right.
Like
you were. No, I don't even think Iowa was a state during the Civil War.
I don't think so either.
I think they were a territory because I know that Nebraska had a volunteer cavalry and a couple volunteer infantry regiments like in the Battle of Shiloh and things like that.
Yeah, Nebraska was the part of the North. We were definitely a territory.
We were a territory.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was like a big deal with like Nebraska and people from Kansas like beating the shit out of each other and killing each other over. Like,
oh no, we were fucking people from Missouri up. That was bleeding
Yeah.
Kansas. That was a border war. Yeah, we didn't like the fact that they were a slave state, so we were like,
yeah, they were. Well, they were like, there was people from like Kansas and Missouri like coming over the border and stealing free men and taking them down there and making them into slaves and stuff.
Was John Brown from Kansas?
I believe he was part of that Kansas thing. Yeah,
because he was. So that's what's really weird to me is they've got the John Brown gun club now. It's like the communist. It's like the armed wing of Antifa, basically, and it's like John Brown wasn't a communist. Like,
no,
he was fairly right wing.
He was a Republican.
Yeah, he was.
He was a radical Republican.
He just went around and killed a bunch of slave owners. Like that was why they like him. Which, like, I think every side is cool with that.
Yeah, no fucks.
Like,
it kind of goes against the whole like antithesis of being a libertarian to like support the state's rights to fucking own slaves.
Right.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like,
yeah.
You can't fucking say you own another human being. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. No, everyone owns themselves. That's the problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's part of the reason why I got into muzzle loading, because like if we're gonna go with full Civil War, I mean, fuck, dude, I'm gonna do it like it's 1861. You know what I mean?
Fucking muskets and shit. Do you think we'll have a Civil War?
I don't know, dude. It's looking that way.
What do you think, Rick?
That's what I was talking to my wife about that just a couple nights ago. I was like, man, you know, I'm really glad that we have a gun, but I want more guns and more ammo because it's kind of scary. Like,
yeah, it's like, because like I'm not saying it's full blown panic, go into crippling credit card debt to pay for survival gear time yet, but I'm saying it's have a group of guys that are close to you that stays in communication, and everyone's got a skill. Like you got a guy that's maybe not like a brain surgeon, but like combat first aid, you know?
Some guy that's had an EMT course or something like that.
A guy that can work on cars, a guy that knows guns, a guy that knows gardening, or farming. Just start getting together and talking and having a plan.
That's, you know, I got a lot of shit from my ADHD inspired class taken over the years. Like, you know, when like during high school, I got certified as an EMT basic, and I was a carpenter for a little while, and you know, now I'm doing electrical work, and it's like, oh, these things will all come in handy at some point. Yeah,
right.
I know. I've got a tough box in my shed in the backyard, filled to the brim with old Army equipment. So, like, I've got that going for me.
Oh yeah.
We're down here in Texas, we don't know very many people anymore down here, so that's a problem. But
well, as long as you ain't flying a communist flag, I think you'll be okay in Texas.
Well,
yeah.
The thing is, but maybe not. You guys are close to the cartels, and if the government falls apart, those border towns are going to get overrun fairly quick.
You know, maybe. I don't know about El Paso though, man. El Paso's kind of like far away from a lot of the craziness going on. Like El Paso's quiet, man. People are just fucking lazy around here. They don't want to have anything to do with that kind of shit. Like, well, not really lazy. They just, you know, they got their own stuff to be dealing with.
Yeah. Well, then another thing, I mean, people don't think of seeds.
Yeah, I got seeds.
Potato seeds in the move, because that's like what the Irish used during the Troubles. You know, and when the English went and wiped out all their crops, they resorted to potatoes, and that's why they're so into potatoes now.
I'd start a tilapia farm.
The only thing I would be concerned with is some like fucking, because I don't think it'll be like a civil war with like the government versus some people. It might be, but I think it'll just be like two groups of dickheads that want to fight each other. And I'm just concerned about them trying to take over our neighborhood or something, and like, you know.
So here's what I feel like. I feel like it would devolve quickly because it's not like the one in the 1800s where you have these states drew a line in the sand and they're like, we're not doing this. And we're all seceding, we're all teaming up. This is organized chaos, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've got people, I mean, nobody really knows. There's how many different sides already? You got Antifa, you got fucking Black Lives Matter, you've got
Boogaloo guys,
boys who sometimes side with the left and sometimes side with the right. Like, and then you've got white supremacists, you've got, you know, your run-of-the-mill MAGA conservatives and stuff.
Boomers.
Right, yeah, basically.
They're going to die within like a month without their heart meds. So,
but then I feel like if society really devolves, you have a lot, I mean, that's all those people we just listed are like 10% of the population at most.
mm-hmm.
Everyone else is kind of just on their own. And it's like, so you'd have like it devolve. I mean, those sides might fight each other, but they're not big enough to take everything else. So you're going to have people fighting for like Game of Thrones style, fucking neighborhoods teaming up.
The only thing, I mean, I'm worried about is like, even if you got like 20 guys that go and fight like 20 or 30 guys in the streets, I mean, like, people are going to miss bullets. They're going to fucking hit property and hit people. And like, they're going to be trying to throw homemade explosives and blowing up cars and shit. And it's like, I don't want any of that. I don't want anything to do with any of that, man. Like,
hey, dude, I just want to fucking go on a communist safari.
See, like, I don't even want that. I just want to make sure my people are okay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to fight in the fucking, because here, like, and this is the other thing, is these gangs, like, you go like North and South Omaha and other parts, these gangs have an advantage because they're already heavily armed. They already have a leadership structure, and they already have a bunch of people that work together and have each other's backs. So, I mean, and obviously these individuals don't have the best interest of everyone else in mind, so they would become warlords, essentially.
See, that's the thing, though. Like, Mexican gangs are more interested in protecting their neighborhood as opposed to, like, you know, going out and I guess just
I feel like there would be turf wars though.
There definitely would be turf wars, but I think it's like with Latinos though is like they'll align on race and ethnicity and culture.
Yeah. There's not like even down here in El Paso, there's not really like a whole lot of organized crime, and it's quiet here. So like I'm not worried about that kind of stuff happening here. I'd maybe worried about maybe like some white nationalist kids or something coming over here from East Texas and like, you know, kind of like what happened at Walmart, that Walmart shooting. Yeah. Maybe like 40 or 50 guys coming over here and just fucking raising hell for like a few months. Like, that'd be what I'd be worried about.
And
like,
that's the thing, man. Even in that type of situation, 50 guys is a fucking army.
Yeah.
Like
that's a fucking platoon and like an army platoon. Like you can do a lot of damage with 50 guys and doing some kind of insurgency work. Like
if they're heavily armed and know how to work together, fuck
yeah. I'd be worried about like being downtown at the post office or something and like fucking 4 guys storming it or something like that.
I'd be more concerned when they figure out that like fucking fentanyl and like hydrochloric acid is like options.
Yeah.
Like I work with a fella. He was a Marine Corps School of Infantry instructor. He was in for like 15 years. Dude's fucking. He's a chill, laid back bro. But he was telling me, you know, and he's like, I don't think that with the way things are now, with everything that you can get online, everything that's being fucking homebrewed. He's like, I don't think that we could survive a homegrown insurgency without dropping heavy artillery on American soil. And
they would, yeah. I've said on the podcast plenty of times, it's really easy to make homemade explosives if you know how to do it.
Don't explain that. We'll be held liable.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But like that's the thing. You look at England, like you look at those vitriolage attacks where like they're throwing fucking sulfuric acid or like hydrochloric acid on people, and it ruins them. Like there's no way those people are gonna fucking work again.
So like I've heard stories of cops like going to fentanyl overdose cases, touching the victim and then rubbing their eyes and fucking overdosing. The car.
Yeah.
Shit's that powerful. What's to stop? And I'm not giving anyone any ideas. I'm not saying do this.
This is like it's like the kind of stuff to expect. I think it'll be small frame, long.
What if people start sticking it on envelopes, like on the seals? I mean, what's to stop? You know, you open up your envelope. Hour later, you rub your eyes.
You know what's really crazy is inmates. Inmates were talking about that. Straight up, dude. When I was working the jail, these inmates, they were talking about it at a table. Like, if you're gonna kill somebody, how'd you do it? Well, I'd shoot him. One guy's like, "Why the fuck would you shoot him? You could get a little fentanyl, put it on their fucking doorknob, and
Yeah.
done. Lights out right there, middle of traffic, driving down the interstate. They're passing the fuck out."
That's the thing. You can have as many guns and everything as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has to sprinkle a little fucking fentanyl on your doorknob, like you said, and you're done. You can't do nothing about it. There's no way to stop it.
Unless somebody, got some fucking Narcan or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's crazy, dude. We're at this point now where, like, if something were to go down, it's going to be a scary fucking time.
I think all it would take, and what would realistically maybe happen, is maybe a couple hundred dudes from every state just kind of organize in one area, off in the mountains, off of the grid somewhere in one of the national parks or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe up in the mountains, where it's gonna be really tough for a bunch of cops or something to drive a bunch of cars, and they're just gonna fucking live there in a commune, come out and maybe attack a post office or something. You know what I mean? And
police department even.
Yeah, exactly. They'll do stuff. They'll do stuff to where maybe even they'll just attack semi trucks on highways and steal everything in there. And it's there's a lot of places, even with our crazy surveillance state that we have. There's a lot of places in the U.S. that are off the grid.
Yeah, for sure, definitely, Wyoming, places like that. I mean, fuck, if you think about it, you get a group of 50, 75 armed guys. They're probably better armed, and if they've got military experience, definitely at an advantage if they invade a police department. You know what I mean? They
go into a Native American reservation and just be, go talk to all the young men there that don't know any better and just be like, hey, you guys want to fight against the U.S. government? They took your land, and boom, they're recruiting people from there. It's scary shit, or it's just shit like that.
Free State of Jones, dude.
Yeah. I've seen. Yeah, that's a great movie.
Oh yeah, awesome.
If you haven't
fucking
seen
movie,
Free State of Jones, you should see it. When I saw it, I went and saw it with my grandma, and there was this old lady in the audience behind us, directly behind us. She must have been 90, and she had to fucking commentate the entire movie. So there's a scene where where the guy got lynched, and it starts panning up. I just hear her go, "Oh my god! Oh no!" And there's a fucking scene, the KKK comes riding in. She goes, "Oh God, here they come!" And it was the most fucking obnoxious movie experience I've ever seen, with this old woman just screaming behind us.
Well, I want to imagine this too, because the U.S. does this all the time in third world countries.
Yeah.
If some small insurgency were to happen like this, there is nothing that would be stopping Russia and China from funding it too.
Funding it, money, guns.
You ever heard of the John Teeter thing or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
So this fucking guy was on Coast to Coast AM claiming he was a time traveler, and he was talking about this type of physics at the time that it didn't come into prominence until maybe 10 or 20 years ago, what he was describing for his time travel and shit like that. But they said that Russia was a civil war broke out in America, and Russia was funding the good side and all this other shit, and it was just so long ago that I heard about this. And this was on Coast to Coast before I even got into Coast to Coast.
I love Coast to Coast.
I know, dude. It was Art Bell days, but he's describing the Civil War, the new capital of the United States is in Omaha, Nebraska, and the Civil War starts here, and yeah, super crazy.
So
it's kind of
pulled up here.
It's kind of weird too. I was reading estimates. The DOD estimates China will have a military able to rival the United States by 2050 with their modernization stuff they're doing right now. So it's we do it all the time. We've recently we're in Syria. What's stopping them from sending special forces and stuff to fund some fucking rednecks up in the mountains to fight the U.S. government?
Exactly, and it's fucking. I mean, that's the new way to fight a war between superpowers is satellite wars, right?
Asymmetric warfare and proxy wars.
Yeah, exactly. What's the stop? They don't even have to have boots on the ground. Maybe one or two guys to train these guys, like we do with the Green Berets. When we form uprisings over there, or we fund uprisings over there. Bunch of money and guns. You start sending them homemade explosives and stuff like that.
We taught the Mujahideen, which became the Taliban, how to make IEDs.
Exactly.
So.
It'll be interesting. So here's my thing. We're going to see, and I have no knowledge on this, so don't fucking, report me. You need to go talk to the FBI. Well, this is a prediction, but I would bet money that within the next year, we see an armed attack. I'm talking organized armed attack on American soil by a homegrown organization. And it'll be real fucking interesting to see if they're carrying AKs when they do it.
I'm betting it's going to be Antifa.
Oh, I could
or
see
some type of offshoot.
Look at what happened over in Seattle, man.
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
the
Chaz
Chaz
over there.
or whatever.
Yeah, imagine that, but like somebody took over a small town on the coast or something,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
yeah, the chop's interesting because there's a lot of things going both ways. It's like, yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm going to support someone's right to secede, but it seems like it's even worse over there than it is outside. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I want to compare it to what recently happened within the last like 5-6 years in the Ukraine, because the Ukraine, that whole thing with like Donbass getting annexed, got annexed by Russia. That started from protests because the Ukraine decided to join the EU instead of joining with Russia, and then the minority like Russians in Ukraine like protested that, and eventually they fucking basically took over that city and everything, and then Russia was just like, all right, cool, and then they sent over unmarked military units and they took over the city, and that's like, that's how it happened. Like, it started with protests though, like really bad protests, like with what we're having right now. So,
I mean, I personally, I think that was the testing grounds right there.
yeah,
or Hong Kong, something like that. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of people that feel that these rebellions in foreign countries are like a dry run to try and do it on somebody's home soil. You know how we started the insurgency against Assad in Syria.
Oh yeah,
like
fucking
a lot of people
dog.
feel like they're doing that. Like, this is a Russian-run country. How would this work if we tried to fund an insurgency in Russia? I would not be surprised if Russia or China were funding some or all of this.
Oh,
going on.
I think the difference between the United States and both Russia and China, though, is both Russia and China do not give a fuck about like minority opinions, and their nationalism, like on a scale of their for example, in Russia, Putin has like a 70% of like approval rating over there. Like, that's
supposedly.
crazy.
I mean,
supposedly.
Is it rigged, though?
I mean, maybe, but like, you talk to if you talk to Russians online, dude, they never have anything bad to say about their country, dude. They fucking love Russia.
That's because they're being tracked. If they say the KGB kicks in the fucking door.
No, dude,
maybe.
the KGB,
I don't think
the FSB. Get it right.
I don't think it's as bad over there as it used to be, but
Well, and that's an interesting point, because like, Americans, we've had it, so like it or not, we've had it fucking easy for a long time.
Oh yeah,
we have our problems. It cost me $15,000 to get health care. Well, at least you fucking got it, right? Like,
yeah, no shit.
Like, not perfect by any means, but we've had it really easy. People in Russia, 92? I mean, that's like less than a quarter of a person ago. Russia was under communist hellhole rule, so they appreciate what they have more than we do. Their citizens do.
I mean, there's actually a little power grab there when communism fell. I mean,
it was just a bunch of people
coup,
trying to figure out who was going to be in charge there.
And
well, let's look at this too. How did Russia collapse? Because they were involved in a really crazy war against Afghanistan, and it drained their economy and their money of their government, and it just collapsed. So, I mean,
the graveyard of empires is weird.
I know. I mean, maybe we should have just gone after where the real perpetrators came from, Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
Oh, no, you'll get shot for saying that. The U.S. government.
Oh yeah.
I mean, how do you guys think the election goes? Like, how do you think November goes?
I think that no matter who wins, we're gonna be turning up.
It's another year where neither candidate is good. So people are just gonna. If you thought 2016 was ugly, I think this year is gonna be even worse, man.
I feel like so. Here's my thing. I feel like so this year's gonna be way worse than 2016, just because of all the turmoil and everything.
Because there really isn't anybody that likes Joe Biden. Like, people, there was at least some people that liked Hillary Clinton. Nobody fucking likes Joe Biden. Nobody
at all. No one does.
They had a good option right there. The last one standing, fucking Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah.
And then
Tulsi Gabbard. I feel like
I thought
Tulsi
Andrew
Gabbard,
Yang would have been a really good candidate. I mean,
Tulsi Gabbard or Andrew Yang would have run away at this point with the
Fuck,
election. Have run away with it.
the thing I like about Tulsi is she's not like super fucking left.
No. And that's why she would have run away.
Yeah.
Because there's a calming allure to Tulsi. The world's on fucking fire right now. You can't tell me if she wasn't up there talking, you could see her and be like, okay, she's got that calming effect the leader should have.
Right.
Like, okay, we might be in good hands if she wins.
people just know that Joe Biden is like the fucking epitome of just like establishment left-wing politics, and
God.
people don't like that. Left-wing people don't like that. The fucking extremists don't like it.
No,
That's why
that-
they're extremists. Like nobody likes
That's the
it.
fucking thing, man. We've become so polarized in this country that if you want somebody that's like in the middle that can appease both sides and not trample any fucking rights to make one side feel safer or one side feel better about themselves,
Yeah.
you're a racist, or you know what I mean? You're gonna be made a fucking pariah.
Right. I don't know. I really like Joe Jorgensen though.
Yeah.
I like
that's
Joe, too.
Where I'm voting this year.
I've been seeing a lot of stuff, like people sharing her stuff on Facebook and everything. She's
She's-
gaining a lot of traction, man. Like,
Her fan base doubled in one night. Her following, like I think
that's
it's-
really
I don't-
impressive.
I don't think she's gonna win. I'm not delusional, but I think you see the Tulsi Gabbard effect, where it's like you've got this fucking lunatic in Trump,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got this senile old fuck in Joe Biden that's riddled with dementia, and you see the world on fire, and you're like, I don't trust either of these people to make it right. Joe's got this calming allure to her. She's got, people are like, oh, this is a very grandmotherly,
Yeah.
level-headed woman.
Yeah,
Literally
we love
everything
Grandma
bad.
Joe.
Everything bad that people say about Trump is like the same thing with Joe Biden.
Right.
He's
Mhm.
just the same guy, just less brash than fucking Trump.
Yeah, he's not, and it's not even that much. I mean, you've seen his freak out videos
Oh, I know,
where he
dude.
like challenges the guy to do push-ups.
Oh, when
You
he's
don't-
talking down to that fucking union worker, that's where I'm like, no.
Oh yeah,
You don't see any honestly. I think, I hate to say it, but I think Trump's gonna win again because I think the Biden campaign is so fucking messed up. And they realize it. They haven't been running ads. They haven't been running anything. You don't see shit about
That's
I'm
it.
Joe Biden. I approve of this message. You would
And-
think by now, you would be seeing some stuff where he'd be going on TV and trying to say some stuff or going after Trump. Or he doesn't. He's quiet.
and that's why I think Trump will win too. Because I mean, if you look at the world that's on fire right now,
Mhm.
he's only losing by 8 points. The
Yeah.
economy, the unemployment rate's going to continue to drop because people are going to continue to go back to work. Most people vote on how much money they have in their pocket.
Yep.
So Trump, I mean, and you just look at the fact that people if these riots and protests don't stop, and Antifa keeps taking over land and shit like that, people are going to look at the state of affairs and they're going to be like, okay, we need a strong leader. Joe Biden's hiding in this fucking basement, scared of the coronavirus right now.
Mhm.
Plus, they
They're
got to
gonna see-
realize that all the delegates are old people, and all the old people like Trump. So,
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Exactly.
He tells it like it is.
He tells
Yeah.
it like it is.
So, as love it or hate it, I mean, that's our political system. We're run by
Yeah, no
fucking old
shit.
people. So,
I mean, I've been advocating this for fucking years. We need to eat the elderly.
Dude, I don't want to eat them. I just want to turn them into fuel.
Yeah.
I wanna turn
yes.
them into gasoline.
We
and
can
do
definitely
research
turn
into
the
that.
elderly into gasoline. We can turn them into all kinds of stuff.
I feel like that's a partisan issue. Because
Yeah.
on the Republicans, you're going to be saving so much money on Social Security.
Tired of the
Medicare.
AARP fucking up your elections right
Exactly.
there, dude?
Liberals, we're cutting back on offshore drilling.
Yeah.
I mean, how much? I mean, everybody wins.
Yeah, dude. Old people suck.
The left
everybody
would
but
love
the
it.
Old people. They don't
The left would love it too because then we get to disperse some of that income from that they have back to the
Yeah,
population.
see?
They fucking love it, man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that will just go to their kids.
A lot of them don't have any kids, man. A lot of their
That's true.
fucking kids, they treated them like shit, and they don't have
Well,
anything to do with them.
It's not that they don't have kids. It's that they set their kids in front of a TV and
Mhm.
let that raise them for 18 years.
Yep.
And that's why their children hate them, because they're degenerate gamblers who spend entire Social Security checks at the casino.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I lost 14 kids in the war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, that's what we're trying to get rid of right there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What is it with boomers and casinos?
Dude, it's like a waiting room for the graveyard, bro. Straight up.
God's waiting room.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, it's like the last bastion of freedom the boomers have. You know, they remember the old days when you could smoke in a fucking ER waiting to see a doctor, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the last bastion of freedom to smoke is the fucking casino floor in certain areas.
Yeah.
They want to hold on to that, you know?
I remember my first time in a casino. I was like 19.
Mhm.
I'd walked in to use the bathroom in Elko, Nevada, and it was like 2:00 in the morning. And I remember what I had seen from casinos. You know, like The Hangover, this big luxurious, everybody's partying. You got these cool guys. It's old people smoking cigarettes, losing their fucking social security check to it.
Dude, the only time I've ever been to a casino was for a free concert for a Rage Against the Machine cover band.
Oh,
and that was
God.
here in El Paso. That's the only time I've ever been when it's like wasting your money, man. It's dumb.
It is. Well, so we went a couple of months ago, right before, like two weekends before everything shut down, and we went out and then we wound up going to the bar, and it was just like they're just a waste of money.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
that's why it's expensive drinks. It's, you know, it's not like it's like a party. It's not fun.
Here's how you fuck them. You play nickel slots or penny slots for about an hour or two, right? And then they give you free drinks and they'll give you a free meal with the hopes that you'll stay and play more.
They want you to get drunk.
Right, absolutely. So here's my fucking thing. Don't get caught in the gambler's ruin. Maybe win a couple dollars, whatever. Just don't spend more than $20 because you're going to take them on the free drinks and you're going to take them on the free fucking food.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Fuck,
you know?
that's a good point.
Yeah.
But like, you got to be able to control your drink though, because like that's the goal is you'll
get a little liquored up, you get a little more courageous. You're betting on dollar slots and you're on $5 slots.
I mean,
and you're at the craps table and you got a whole bonus.
I actually do really well on craps. The 2 times that I've played, the first time I walked out with $300.
Yeah.
Second time I hit on a $1 fire bet, and you know what a fire bet is, right?
Yeah.
Put $1 on there, and then if somebody rolls all the right numbers, you win $1,000.
Oh, you won $1,000?
Won $1,000.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but I don't fucking gamble, man. Like I used to go with my grandpa because like he'd play for an hour, and I'd sit there with him, just BSing, and then they'd give him like 2 meal tickets, and we'd go get fucking free prime rib.
Hey, there you go.
You know what I mean?
There you go. Well, that's like, you know, you're really bad when Harris starts sending you free concert tickets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you know you got a little bit of a problem there.
And then there's the casino down here in El Paso is called Speaking Rock, and they do free concerts all the time.
Is that an Indian casino?
Probably. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know who owns it.
We're not allowed to have them in Nebraska unless it's on a reservation.
Don't they get around that though by having it in the middle of the river? So
they have one on Carter Lake, which is on the west side of the river, but it's still technically a slab of Iowa, and they can keep that fucking hole.
Was it Prairie Flower Casino or something like that?
Is that a reservation casino?
Yeah, it's
or they own it, but it's not on their land.
I believe that actually is their land.
It is? Okay.
Or they have it set up.
Okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure. Because there's one north of here, like a couple hours north.
But yeah, Nebraska, we're actually fighting for the right to get a casino on tribal lands. Like it's one of those things. It's like it's not allowed, even though it's a sovereign nation.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I mean, if the treaties that they signed so that land is a sovereign nation, they can govern as they please. Like, what the hell's stopping them from getting some fucking tanks or something? You know what I mean?
Can they sell marijuana there?
I don't know. That's a good question.
My girl's uncle's a fucking tribal judge. I should just ask him.
Yeah, no
I don't
shit.
know. I haven't. But yeah, that's like, that's an interesting predicament up there.
Oh yeah,
the reservation.
They're getting.
I've never actually been to any of the reservations either.
It's depressing. In
yeah,
some
I
parts
know.
of
That's
it,
what
though.
I've heard. They're very poor. What's the one reservation that's just north of Omaha?
There's a Ponca tribe one. There's
an
Omaha reservation. There's.
Because she's Omaha.
Yeah, I got a couple friends that are like registered tribe. One of them is registered with the Blackfoot tribe in Montana, and he absolutely fucking hates like the res life. Like when we were working together. Oh yeah, he's a complete right winger. Like he he said, you know, he always says like seeing what's going on in the res. This is a product of socialism.
Omaha and Winnebago.
Yeah.
Those are the ones.
Yeah.
What is it?
Omaha and Winnebago.
Winnebago. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know maybe it's just north in like Iowa, like right across the border.
Winnebago's got a tribe in Iowa. They used to have they called it Winnevegas, the casino up there. Yeah. Yeah. I got to gamble there at 18, and that was.
Yeah, Winnebago's right on the border with Iowa. I think it's kind of seeps over into it, and yeah, it looks like they've got casinos up there. That's are you looking it up?
Yeah, I'm curious because what I'm thinking of is every time I'd be listening to 89.7, they'd always do a toy drive for that reservation, and it's like really bad.
What's it called? Now you're gonna make me look it up. I'm sorry for the dead air, guys.
Oh fuck yeah!
No, we don't have the producer here to be.
We need a fucking
right
Jamie.
I know, right? We need a Jamie.
Whatever it is, though, that
Pine
one's
Ridge.
like
Pine Ridge.
Pine Ridge. Yeah, Pine Ridge is bad, man. There's like people that like freeze to death in the winter over there.
Oh, dude, there's also that one in South Dakota too, like where they go to that city in Nebraska to buy booze.
Is that just north of Valentine?
I think it's like near Valentine. There's like,
you see like warning signs on the road on the highways, like watch out for people walking, like drunk people walking on the road.
That's
and they'll have like I know my dad likes to ride his motorcycle on the highway that goes through that area, and he tells me like there's signs there that say like there's a dot like on the road for every like Native American person that's been struck and killed on that highway, and there's like dot like it's all over the highway, dude. Because they they wander, they like walk over the border and just like get trashed and then walk back in the middle of the night and they get fucking hit by a truck or something. Like
that's a sad existence, It's like, I mean, because when we brought alcohol over here, they'd never had it, so they had no tolerance.
It was like a gene, or sorry, not a gene, an enzyme that they lack.
Alcoholism's genetic.
Yeah,
they have the addictive gene runs through most of them.
If you actually like Native Americans have like the same kind of like the Asians don't have it as bad, but if you like look like I have some friends that are Asian, and when they do drink, they flush.
They put shit away. Those little fuckers, as small
Japanese people, especially, man.
Yes.
If you go to drinking culture over in Japan, is insane, dude. They'll kill like a whole bottle of wine, like as a pre thing for a fucking meal, like an appetizer.
Drug and alcohol culture in East Asian countries is insane. It makes America look like fucking kindergarten.
But like.
I read a lot of stuff.
About an enzyme, though, if I remember right. That
I read a lot of stuff because apparently, like a lot of people say that a lot of the fentanyl that gets spread around and a lot of the like narcotics that get spread around in the U.S. come from China.
Oh yeah, no, it does.
So it's basically like them getting back at the West for like spreading opium through there.
Dude,
so way worse. That's an overcorrection. That's not fair.
That's just what people say. Like, China's getting back at the West now for spreading fucking narcotics through there.
Look at Wish, dude. Look at half the shit you buy on Wish. A buddy of mine bought muscle building pills on Wish, and they were straight up like, no, straight up. It was like legitimately like when they got picked up in customs, they were like, it was like 1-methyl testosterone, so legit fucking steroid. Sildenafil and a bunch of other shit in there. Like legit, when you buy stuff off of Wish, like you're legit buying fucking steroids.
Yeah.
Or you're buying like their painkillers that they sell, like pain relievers on Wish. Chances are it's fucking fentanyl.
Yeah. Well, it's like they sell Wish has this powder. It's a weight loss powder, and it's like it comes in this brown bag. It's got Chinese characters on it, and it's $1. What the fuck is that?
It's probably their government. It's probably their government because like they just want to fucking destabilize the U.S. They're just like, give them fucking fentanyl.
It's not so much their fucking U.S. It's like the entire world.
Yeah,
dude.
The West, I guess. Yeah.
It's. I mean,
apparently over in the UK, if you go up into Scotland, it's basically like Missouri for like the US. Like you go up there, there's a bunch of fucking meth heads and stuff all in trailer parks all over the place.
Fucking 7-year-old smoking a Marlboro Red's gonna give you the middle finger, tell you to go fuck yourself.
Have you guys ever bought anything off Wish?
No, dude, my wife buys shit off there all the time, and
my mother-in-law has. but I
It takes
don't.
months to get here.
It does. I wouldn't. Your mother-in-law, as you said,
She's bought like some swimsuits off of Wish. Like
I wouldn't do it. I heard the
Yeah.
sizes are all weird.
they are,
That's
and they're really shitty material. It's like you bought it at the dollar store or something, dude. Like it's like
Yeah.
see-through material. Like
yeah.
Though they did test the body armor that on Demolition
I've
Ranch
seen
that
that,
somebody
yeah.
bought off Wish. Like
Terrible.
the level 4 plate was actually level 4. It stopped
Was
at
it
50
really?
caliber. Yeah.
Really?
The back plate did, yeah. But the front plate was like level 3, and then like the soft body armor was like they said it was level 3 soft body armor, which isn't a thing. It's like either going to be level
It's like
3A or
probably
2A.
airsoft shit, yeah.
But no, it stopped. It stopped
really?
handgun rounds. Yeah.
Seriously?
Swear to God.
what's the body armor level that the military uses?
They're either using
3+
level
or 4.
3.
They have to use
plus
2
4.
or something. Well, because the body armors that we use in the military was built to stop 7.62 caliber.
Yeah, either
That's
3
3+.
plus or
That's 3+.
yeah,
Okay,
or
yeah, that's what
level
we
4.
use. Ceramic plates.
Yeah, they're good. So a lot of places are going away from ceramic now because it's expensive. It fucking frags and smalls on you, and then
It's only like one use, and it's only useful
Yeah.
if you have the Kevlar in there with it too.
Well,
the soft armor or
the
whatever.
Yeah.
key is to get trauma pads.
Mhm.
And then they've got, so I got 3+, and I've got their steel plates.
Yeah, I got
But
side.
They're coated
Yep.
to prevent the spalling.
Yeah.
And it's multi-hit from an AK-47 or AR-15.
Mhm.
So I want to get 4. I probably will, but they're in such far back order you can't even order it. It's nuts. Because there's some kind of, I think you were saying it, Nick, there's something about just knowing, like, if I needed to take a fucking round from a 30-06 or a 300 Winchester, I could. But
Yeah.
It's a nice feeling to know, like, obviously getting shot directly in the chest with a 50 cal round is
Yeah.
probably gonna fuck you up really bad.
you break my ribs.
And you at
but
least
not-
know that like a 30-06 round or something, you're gonna probably be fine.
You know what's funny is a 22-250 punches right through level 3+, no fucking problem.
Really?
Yeah, there's videos of it.
Is that a hunting round or?
It is,
Yeah.
and there's videos of 22-250 like hitting level 4 armor and putting a decent sized dent in there. Like multiple hits from a 22-250 will probably wreck level 4, just because like you're looking at like velocities. I think it was like in the 4,000 feet per second, something like that.
Yeah.
Just hella quick rounds, man. And it's small points of impact is the fucking issue.
My recommendation would be if you're investing in armor like that, probably to get a helmet too, just because helmets aren't really like designed. The Kevlar ones, they aren't really designed to like just be shot, but it's more of like, you know, something explodes behind you, building rubble falls on your head, instead of getting fucking killed, you just like go ow, you know.
Yeah. Or like, you know, you get shot and your body armor saves you, but it knocks you over and you hit your head on a rock.
Exactly.
AR-500 is actually making high cut combat helmets now out of steel.
Are they like fast helmets where they have the rails and stuff?
Yeah,
on
you
them?
can add all kinds of shit too, but they're made out of steel as opposed to you know, Kevlar or polymers or whatever.
The polymers ones are fucking heavy, man. The ones we wore in the army were fucking heavy helmets.
Oh, yeah.
They're like 3 pounds. So you're like rocking this thing, and your like heads like flying all over the place.
I'm a fan of the Israeli helmets, the Orlite helmets. They're fiberglass reinforced plastics or whatever. They're lighter. They do a great fucking job of stopping fragmentation and things like that. And from what I've read, they're not as sensitive to like heat and things like that like Kevlar is. Like Kevlar over time, you know what I mean? Like a lot of police, they'll leave their soft body armor in the trunk of their car. They'll leave their helmets in there. Like, no, that degrades Kevlar over time. It weakens it.
Yeah, I believe it. Well, it's like, and the biggest thing about body armor people don't realize is get in fucking shape.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many
Shit's
people
heavy,
out there-
man. Shit's.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
speak from
heavy.
personal experience. Running around with fucking 50 pounds of gear on you, 100 pounds of
Exactly.
gear on you. Oh, dude.
Because if you
I got fucked up knees.
if you can't run a fucking mile without stopping for air, how are you gonna get shot at and run with fucking, like you said, 50, 75 pounds of gear plus a rifle? How are you gonna do that?
Try just going to run a mile carrying
Not
like
even,
a
dude.
9-pound rifle, like like a rifle with bullets in is about
I'll
9-10
say it.
pounds.
Last November, I got certified as a Type 2 wildland firefighter because for whatever reason, I saw the economy crashing, and I told my wife, I said, something's gonna happen, and if I get laid off, I want to go to a job where I know there's going to be work. I mean, the forest fires don't give a fuck about the economy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I got certified, but when you do the pack test, you're wearing a 45-pound weight vest, and you have to walk 3 miles in 45 minutes. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to be easy because I bought a 45-pound vest and I was doing it on my fucking treadmill. But when you're actually fucking doing it on hard concrete, like we did it on a track, and it's a completely different thing. Like towards the end, because I was trying to keep my pace and trying to meet the time requirements. My heart rate got so fucking high, I puked a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you think 45 pounds, like if you factor in your ammo, your body armor, your pack, all the other shit you're going to be carrying, I mean, it'll probably be more than that. And that fucking took it out of me.
Easily, me, when I was deployed on my first deployment and we were doing stuff, I'd easily be carrying like 100 pounds of gear when I'd actually be going out on patrols and stuff. So
yeah,
it's a lot, man. That's why so many vets come back like when did stuff, even like in training. There's so many vets that have just messed up knees and feet and stuff.
I get a lot of shit for putting on those neoprene sleeves on my fucking knees for my lineman program and like at work as well. Mm-hmm. But I don't go home with sore knees at the end of the fucking day.
It's worth it.
You know what I mean?
It's worth it, man. It sucks being just sitting there.
And like, I know medical doctors can work miracles, but you don't want to lose 8 weeks of your fucking life trying to rehab and get used to, your completely replaced knee.
Oh, I know, man.
Your quality of life takes a shit. Like,
I mean, they're not the most comfortable thing to wear. Like, and we're talking like weightlifting knee sleeves, but they actually help you support a little bit of extra weight. It helps you it keeps things nice and tight and warm. So you're not getting all fucking loose. You know what I mean? Like, you're still staying loose and you're still staying flexible.
Right.
One thing a lot of us vets make fun of the boob boy guys for all the time is like, you if you're going to really like be serious about doing that kind of stuff, you cardio. And you need to go train shooting with your vest on, like with your armor and everything on, because shooting with the vest on and like having that strap right here makes it so much different of actually holding your rifle and shooting. Like then it's so easy to go take a rifle out on a range with just your shirt on and just, have a fun time, but it's a lot harder when you have that strap to factor in and everything. You're laying down on your plates, like, with ammo in it, So.
Right, exactly. So the boob boys, I haven't noticed it as much, but the three percenters.
Oh, they're healthy fellas.
Fat motherfuckers.
Oh yeah.
But when we're talking about all the different sides, I forgot to mention them. In this fucking.
Oh, the Oath Keepers too. They're fucking interesting ones as well.
The Oath Keepers, I'd be a little bit more scared of.
I've just seen them
because some of those guys are vets. Aren't they? The Oath Keepers?
They're supposed to be vets, but no, it's usually just a lot of overweight cops, like retired police officers.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm the Threepers. I mean, we're talking this little Game of Thrones, fucking everyone's got their own little army. They'll be gone in a couple days. Like, those guys can't make it up the stairs without getting winded. They're not going to fight a civil war.
Even just running like from cover to cover for 200 meters, shooting, taking a knee, reloading, and everything. By the time you get done with that, you're like, oh god, like
a fucking heart attack. They don't even need to get shot.
Exactly.
Seriously, like, it's not going to be gunfire that kills them. It's the fucking heart attack.
The next day after that, when you're all sore and everything, and you still have to fight. Like, the fight doesn't care that your legs, you could barely walk because your legs are sore from the other day. Like, it still goes on. So.
Yeah. That's why I'm so glad I started doing jiu-jitsu this weekend or last weekend. Dude, I'm sore in muscles I didn't know I had.
Oh, yeah, man. So I do jiu-jitsu with one of my coworkers who's a 2-time, like, UFC, like, veteran. He recently switched gyms, so I'll be switching gyms as well. But jiu-jitsu, I think jiu-jitsu is a good thing to know. I think judo would also be an alternative as well, because like if you're gonna grab onto somebody, during a incident, like say like you decide that you want that 3%er's rifle that you spent thousands of dollars on, you close the distance and you give him
I'll say this. I would advise, if it's going to be some fights going on with guns, train more with your guns than with hand-to-hand, because like if you grab somebody's rifle, I mean, you can just have it and they'll draw a pistol and shoot you in the chest. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Better
get
shoot them
good.
for it.
Yeah, exactly. Like if somebody's like, dude, if somebody's close enough to you in a real gunfight where you don't like have any ammo, you're not around anybody with you that also has rounds. You know what I mean? Like you're in like a really fucked up situation if you're doing it like that, and like that probably could have been mitigated by just being better with your rifle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's just. I mean, it's nice to know. If you
It's a
did
cool.
get
Yeah, it's
by it.
cool
Yeah.
to be good at that kind of stuff.
Well,
so.
I feel like jiu-jitsu is more because I didn't know anything about it. I was thinking like people doing flying kicks and shit, and I get there, it's like basically the goal is to get somebody off of you.
Yeah.
Which I feel is a very valuable thing to know how to do. Like
Leverage.
you can get somebody off you without a gun, without a weapon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like to use your leverage and understand how important leg day is.
Army combative, so like army
40,
like hand-to-hand stuff was pretty much all just trying to subdue somebody long enough for one of your friends to come over and shoot the guy.
Yeah.
That's all they would train to do. Like just train to like roll around with somebody and keep them occupied enough for your friend to come over and shoot him in the head. Like
All of my friends that were in the Marine Corps say that the MCMAP program's a fucking joke. It just says it makes no fucking sense. Like they said that you'll never use the stuff that they're teaching half the time.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, though, like you talk to somebody that's been in like pre 9/11 before like the MCMAP stuff came out, the line system or whatever was like overkill because the whole goal was to, this is just I'm hearing this secondhand from people that were in. Get them on the ground and then finish with a stomp to the head, which that's a pretty effective way to win a fight.
It's Ed Norton in American History X.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, dude.
It's
You
not
know
PC to say
what I
anymore.
mean? You don't need to be trained to know how to fucking curb stomp somebody.
no, you don't.
Is a
No,
thing.
no.
Like
you don't
all
need to
the
be trained to know how to beat the average guy's face in. You know what I mean?
yeah, even
You
just to
gotta
like
get
take
mad
the
enough.
even just think of like having like a typical AR-15 or something. Like you can just hit somebody with the muzzle of that thing, and it's basically a spear, and really mess them up.
I quite literally turned the flash hider on one of my AR-15s into a spear.
Yeah,
It's like
they call it muzzle thumping.
It's called the Annihilator. It's like $45, but it's a flash hider, and you can it's meant to impale somebody. It's a bayonet that's not a bayonet.
Like I said, dude, I if we're going full Civil War here, I mean, I just need to get a tri-corner bayonet for my muzzle loader and
And a saber.
Yeah, and a saber.
Yep.
Oh, that's good. I've got a big fucking cannon in my backyard with some grape shot in there. So.
I would actually really like them to come out with a brand new LeMat revolver. If you don't know what the LeMat revolver is, it was used by the Confederacy. No, it was a revolver used by the Confederacy. It had six I think they were either 44 caliber bullets in there, or ball, and then underneath the barrel was shot shell.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice little fuck you.
Oh yeah, I mean the closest thing we got now is like the Governor, but no, I want like 6 or 7, 8 handgun rounds, and then the shot shell.
That's another thing is if you're gonna get one of those fucking corny, 40 cal / 410 shotgun, don't be a poor. Get a Governor, not a fucking judge.
Yeah, Governors are nice.
A judge it's a Taurus, so it's gonna fall apart. A Governor, you're gonna spend about twice as much, but it's a better gun.
Not even, dude. Like you're literally spending like $200 more on a
bad
fucking Governor than
one?
your. One of my coworkers does, and he said he was telling me, he's like, I paid $7.99 for this brand fucking new, and you're still paying close to like this, probably like $300 more for. I don't know what the judges are going for these days. Last I looked, they were like $600.
Yeah.
I would encourage people to go out and get some kind of firearm. Just, I mean, it could even be like a pistol or something. Just get something so you like have that peace of mind that just in case anything were to happen, like you don't even need to use it, but just have it.
Yeah.
And get better at and if you wanna be like good, go out and run a lot and get better at like reloading your weapons.
Yep, and learn to garden.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I gotta actually plant soon because a lot of the stuff that I got, you're not supposed to plant till the end of May or end of June. So
well, that's the thing is it's like, and that's another thing is if you're gonna go out and get your first gun because you're worried the world's gonna fall apart, get something that is easy to find that caliber of ammunition, you're not gonna pull 5.7 ammo off a corpse. You know, 9
mil,
lot more likely.
45, something.
40
a
cal.
shotgun. A shotgun would be
12 gauge
good.
shotgun AR 15 with the 5.56 or
6.5 Creedmoor is getting really popular. I mean, you can't hit a fucking hunting store. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of hunters out there. I mean, 7mm odd 8, things like that.
Yeah, don't get one of those goofy like 10mm handguns.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they're fun to have. Like someday, I want to own a 5.7. No, I know it's like $1,000, but
I used to own a 5.7 when they first dropped, and I fucking sold it because, dude, it's a cool gun. It's a neat novelty fucking gun, but you're spending a lot of money on ammo. Yeah. You're spending, I mean, if something breaks down, it's a fucking FN, dude. It's expensive as shit. Look at the price of scars.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a decent gun because at the time, like the novelty was like they were selling armor piercing bullets for it, and it would eat right through soft body armor, no fucking problem.
Yeah.
Truthfully, like if they came out with say something like in like 17 Hornet,
yeah,
I think that'd be a sick ass handgun because it'd do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know,
you got it going back to like what the Civil War could be. Like a Civil War could literally just be like we were saying earlier, 100 guys are basically like bandits running around through your fucking neighborhood, like looting and shit. Like, just peace of mind. That's
exactly. I mean, not that you're going to stop those bandits by yourself, but that's why you should be.
I
like
think
we
if,
said in the beginning, have a group of guys that you trust.
If your whole street is armed, you know, like I think there's safety in numbers. It's kind of like that thing where it's like they go after easy targets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you know the whole fucking neighborhood's got strapped, they're gonna probably be like, we might kill those guys and get all this stuff. We're probably gonna lose like 10 or 15 guys.
Half our numbers, right?
Let's go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing with any of these fucking groups. They want a victim. You know what I mean? You look at it's mob rule, and it's groupthink to the fucking fullest. You look at like Chaz. They're telling white people to give. And I'm not fucking white. I'm a pale Latino. They can come after me all they want because they're the fucking racist if they do. That's what's great about being,
white skin Latino.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, you can bait fucking racists on either side of the spectrum there. Seriously, man. I mean, like, but the thing is, like, over at that CHOP or whatever the fuck they're calling themselves now, they're like legitimately extorting people. If you're white, you got to pay a fucking tax, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
all it was like 20 guys with rifles that were just like, this is we're the power.
Over the second time, yeah. Because originally it was the Antifa or whoever, and then that guy. So that guy actually did an interview on the Hotep Jesus podcast.
No shit.
Before it or during?
During.
Wow.
Like they interviewed him the other day. It's super interesting. Go watch it. I went in thinking he was a communist, and there's a chance this guy's fucking playing a character for the camera.
I think he's just a black nationalist, man.
So they talked to him. His principles are very consistent with anarcho-capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
He like hardcore libertarian. He's on it again. He may be playing a role for the camera. I don't know, but he was on there saying he's not an autonomous citizen. He's a U.S. citizen. He doesn't recognize himself as autonomous. He says his end goal, he wants to rename Black Lives Matter because he feels that's too divisive and people on the right won't listen when they hear that. He wants no government intervention and voluntary transactions and gun rights. Now, does he practice what he preaches? Probably not, because he's extorting people.
Well, it's like that fucking professor that doxed me.
Yeah.
Legitimately, like they're running these little intelligence rings. They're flagging. There's a sex store in Benson.
Oh yeah, what's that called?
I cannot fucking remember.
Lovers Luxuries.
In Benson, yeah.
So this Lovers Luxuries had a sign up that said "Sex Lives Matter," which, yeah.
I mean, they do.
They do matter. I mean, you ain't got a good sex life. I mean,
right.
You're probably an incel.
Your marriage is taking a shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yeah.
So, this fucking teacher at UNO, and you can all look this up. This is Fariel Pearson. Actually, I can send you the screenshot.
I feel like I've heard that name.
Yeah, check out. They ran it.
Is she
on
like a
Facebook.
women's study teacher or something?
I don't know.
or-
Whatever critical theory class she's teaching, I don't give two fucks.
How's her first name spelled?
Ferial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened with the rookie?
So they post this photo. Check out this Benson business here, not putting up Black Lives Matter signs. My intel says that they're white owned or some shit like that.
So I know this girl. I'll tell you how I know this girl. This is the one that doxed you?
Had her little followers dox me, yeah.
So
So dig this. They sent fucking photos of this. And this is what these fucking people like to do. They like to draw you into a conversation. So I got drawn into this conversation over the death penalty for a certain piece of shit named Nico Jenkins. Don't give two fucks. The guy murdered innocent people for no fucking reason. None whatsoever. And it shows absolutely no remorse for doing it. So I get drawn into this conversation, and I fucked up on my part. I was, I worked for the state of Nebraska at the time, but that's the thing, man. Like, it's just one of those things that strikes so fucking close because, like, that could have been one of my friends, And what's fucking crazy is, before that Andrea Kruger woman was fucking murdered, like, we were at the restaurant or the bar that she worked at with my superintendent when I was working construction at the time. That was like our waitress, which is
seriously
fucking crazy. Like 2 or 3 weeks before. But they would say things and then I would reply. But what they do is say something and then go in there and edit their comment.
Yep.
And then take screen grabs.
Yep.
So you look like the biggest piece of shit ever.
Yeah, that's what they do.
So I thought it was super creepy that they were screaming. Obviously, yeah.
But I've seen people do shit like that. I'll let you finish that. They'll ask you like a question about your point. Like, so you're saying that you think people should be able, and I'll just give an example. People should be able to hone a machine gun, and you just say, yeah, sure. Then they go back and edit that, and they're saying, so you think black people are subhuman, and then they screenshot that and send it to your fucking job. That's the problem.
So
that is the most chicken shit thing, and anyone doing that should have a fucking hammer and sickle driven through their temple. Sorry, I hate people like that.
Oh, so the thing is, they pulled down pictures from my, and it had to be her because my shit was super private.
Yeah.
Of me and my wife and my kid, and then pictures of my kid, and they're sending it to my boss at the state, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is creepy, dude. Why are they sending pictures of my kid?
Why? Yeah. What was their end game? Sending pictures of your kid to your boss.
I'll tell you this much right here. One of the people on there advocated for pedophilia to be considered a mental illness as opposed to just a sick fuck. Yeah, it's instead of a crime.
Nice. What a weird hill to die on.
I know. But yeah, when I was going through the comments, I'm like, I was showing them, like, I clicked on the photo. I'm like, this is probably one of the people that sent it in because this chick said receipts, and what's on her fucking banner? It's a picture of the LGBTQ flag with little, the man, woman, and then man and kid, woman and kid.
Yeah.
I mean, just creepy fucking shit.
Just all
people hate that too, though.
I know.
They don't want to be roped in with that either. Like, that's the thing, is it delegitimizes their movement.
Absolutely fucking
I think there's a lot of gay people and trans or lesbian people out there that don't even want to be associated with the trans people.
Oh, no, definitely, for sure.
There's the Dave Chappelle bit about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, everybody
Yeah.
hates the T's. It's so hot. Would you shut the fuck up?
God, I love Dave Chappelle.
I finally watched that special like a week ago.
So I know this woman. I'll tell you how I know this person you're referring to. I had an interaction with her in a Facebook group that will go unnamed, so people don't go looking it up. It was about the stay-at-home orders, right? People saying they wanted a haircut, and she comments, "Why do some men?" Or she commented at somebody else because somebody else said something about, made a reference about it, and she said, "Why are some men so?" And she replied to his comment saying, "Why are some men so intent on getting a haircut? It's not like it's gonna make them look fuckable anyway." And of course, she's like 350 pounds. So I replied, I think it's funny when women who are built like William the Refrigerator Perry try to comment on other people's looks.
Oh, did she personal army?
Oh, I got fucking shitstormed. I had to turn my notifications off. Obviously, she can dish it out, but dish it out. I thought you were all about equality.
No, she's
You
not.
can insult other people's appearances, but they can't insult yours because the second someone calls you out on your obvious flaws because you look like your diet consists of fucking Mountain Dew and Chick-fil-A, you have a problem, you're gonna fucking it doesn't work that way. All of a sudden,
Oh,
you
dude.
can't talk that way to a woman. Excuse me?
Her husband.
I
is
get.
totally-
I never hold it grudge against dumb people I argue with on Facebook because they're exactly that. They're dumb people on Facebook. So
All right, do we got to call it here?
No, check this out real
well,
quick. There's a post, and you can fucking legitimately trying to fucking extort businesses. And in my opinion, like,
That's the move
yeah.
now, though.
well,
it has to be.
was it? It had to have been those people that got that one restaurant closed in Omaha.
here's
huh?
the fucking thing, dude. About this is all I'm gonna say
We
about
got to
Leavenworth
wrap this up
Cafe.
here, though. So,
Oh man.
yeah.
All right. Well, look, Leavenworth Cafe. The fucking dish is named after one of the owners, the original owners' buddies. It's been called that for 40 fucking years. The kid's a piece of shit for trying to antagonize people, but the current owner, the junior, not the third junior, is a decent dude. The guy was one of my little league coaches, and if you couldn't afford to pay for your fucking uniform, because back in the 90s, little league shit was expensive, he'd put up the money.
Yep.
He's not a bad fucking dude. There was black kids, white kids, Mexicans, just neighborhood kids on those fucking teams.
He did a lot employing people who are in recovery from drugs and
Yeah.
alcohol.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's what a lot of people would say. I didn't see a lot of people that were really supportive of like that closing down in that
No.
place.
No.
So.
And David Mitchell's a fucking scumbag. I'll say it to his face, too.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
That guy's a piece of human shit.
He's gonna offer him jobs at what? How much business does gamers do? I can guarantee it ain't
$9
a
an hour.
yeah. $10 an hour is what they say you pay him.
Fuck that.
There's over 90 people that are out of jobs now. You think fucking
Yeah.
4 gamer stores that'll
Well-
probably crash and everything goes digital?
And here's what we'll end it on. So the owner is Italian.
Mm-hmm.
He's friends with the owner of Virtuoso.
Mm-hmm.
There's rumor that David Mitchell's going to target Virtuoso next. Virtuoso is owned by La Sola Mia. Now, if you're not keen to the Omaha scene, La Sola Mia, I mean, they're Sicilian, and they're not part of the mafia, but they kind of know some fucking people. So I would strongly recommend not trying to run La Sola Mia out of business. Nothing to do with those people. I'm not affiliated, but I promise that doesn't end well for you or your kneecaps. That's all I'll say. So
Be another dead body floating around in Carter Lake.
I just
Yeah.
want to see him start targeting Russian businesses.
oh God, rest in peace. Or Vietnamese. Oh God.
All right, yeah, we got to wrap this up
Yep.
because I got a baby situation I got to go deal with.
All right,
so.
man.
All right,
Good
guys.
seeing you again.
Peace out,
All
Joe.
right, yeah. See you
See you,
guys. Thanks for tuning
Yeah.
in.